Hi everyone, this is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show. Oh, David, just so you know, I found another Optimus Prime I dug out for next time we record Spooky Dice Bag.
There we go. Go for it.
Oh, I was just saying, because I'm doing that instead of getting therapy.
You know, some people turn to Transformers for therapy and make it everybody else's problem. Hello and welcome to the Distraction Hole. What can we get you today? We got a special on pancakes. I don't know. That's the opening that we're running with.
Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
What do you guys take on your pancakes?
Syrup and butter.
Here's how we'll do it. Kevin, how are you, and what do you take on your pancakes?
I'm doing well, and I take sugar-free syrup and butter-like substance.
Okay, say I'm treating you to, I don't know, the International House of Pancakes. What would you get then? Like, you can throw a fucking berry on there. Or you can throw some cinnamon.
Exactly what I said due to diabetes.
That's fair. Now imagine if you didn't have diabetes.
It's still just plain maple syrup.
Okay, hey, that's fair.
I am a basic breakfast bitch.
Okay, and Mike, how are you doing, and what kind of pancakes would you get?
I'm doing fine, and I think there's nothing at all wrong with, maple syrup and butter.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. I'm going to say fucking throw a blueberry on there, but whatever.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. If I'm getting blueberries, it's going to be in the pancake and not the syrup. And I would also, I'm more of a fan of waffles, honestly.
Okay, you're a sociopath. I get it.
Hey, fuck off.
No, Holly likes waffles, so I give her that shit all the time.
What's wrong with waffles?
Nothing's wrong with
Nothing's
waffles.
wrong with waffles, damn it.
They say nothing's wrong with waffles, but we both know your sin. Anyway.
Damn, son.
Okay, welcome to the Distraction Hole. We are making up today. I'm hosting, and it's already going really, really fucking well.
Dude, we're so far off the rails, this is not a train.
Now it is a hover train.
Sure.
Still loosely guided, but there's nothing grounding it.
So are you saying we're going off the rails on this crazy train?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Kevin, do we have anything we need to mention up top?
How
are we topping the pancake of this show?
I don't think there's any fruit that needs to go on top of this episode pancake. I think we're okay on that.
Okay. Mike, do you have anything that you want to bring up, point of order right at the top?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, fuck it. No more stalling for time. Let's see. Who should go first? Who likes me the most?
Wow.
I mean, Kevin's known you the longest.
I've known you the longest, so we probably have a stronger bond.
Right. Doesn't mean you like me, though.
I like you. I wouldn't have followed you all over the damn internet.
I like you too. Mike, We'll see. We're still developing our relationship, but
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if you make it to Dragon Con next year, we can work on that for sure.
oh, absolutely. Okay, well, since Kevin likes me most, we'll have Mike go first.
That
Yeah,
is
did there.
not what I expected,
You can't keep up with me. I'm loco.
apparently. You're for loco, apparently.
Mike is not prepared, is he?
I'm thinking, trying to think of what all I've really done. Watched the season finale of Invincible. Well, I've been watching, the show, but this week was the season, or last week was the season finale.
Well, how's the season going?
I mean, it's pretty good. Trying to think of what to say without giving too much away. It's
Well, I mean, are we worried about spoilers for the listeners? Because I've got the complete series on, trade paperback. You know what I mean? So
yeah. That's why I don't know. I mean, I don't, not like a big fan of it or anything, but it was a fun watch so far.
no, I mean that's fair.
Kind of a little gruesome for old Mr. Invincible Mark. He had to fight like many alternate reality versions of himself, which is,
Yeah.
I've done that.
intent on killing him.
How many duplicates of yourself do you think you could fight?
I mean,
and not succumb.
it'd have to be like one. I mean, two of me could take me down.
Yep, that's fair. How about you, Kevin? You and your multiple personalities.
I could probably take down 3 out of the Infinity just by, knowing their weaknesses and
But
being
they know
able
your
to
weaknesses too.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I could get the witty barb in that makes them question their ability to function, and then they want to go blow their brains out.
Did
and then
you just say
the
you're going to cast
others-
vicious mockery on them?
Pretty much, yeah.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah, and then the last infinite number will take me down.
What if one of the other yous just had his shit together just a little bit more than you?
Oh, I'm dead. End of story.
Now, who would win in a fight? One Mike-sized Kevin or 200 quarter-sized Mikes?
God, I don't know. God, that's a weird question to ask.
Exactly.
The duck-sized horse.
We're
That's
doing great.
fair.
We're
Yes.
doing great.
We're the best podcast.
Let's see. I mean, I haven't really done anything really new this week too much. I haven't watched any new animes yet. Wow, I've been really boring. Until I sit here and talk about it, I haven't thought about how fucking boring my week has been until I've sat here.
How'd you do bowling this week?
Middling. I did all right, but, not my best outing.
This is why I wish we could take live callers, because I want people to call in and suggest things for Mike to do next week.
I put a car stereo in today.
Oh, okay. How'd that go?
Went pretty good. Helped that I did a lot of preliminary work during the week when after I got home at night, and I had the thought of going out one night and doing it in the dark, and I'm glad I didn't, because it took a lot longer and a lot more stuff than I thought it was going to take.
Okay,
Or
since
fidgety?
you're our resident car expert here, just by lieu of me knowing nothing about cars.
Yeah.
How interchangeable are radio systems? Is it are there 2 or 3 universal things?
So it depends. So if your car has what they call adheres to the DIN format, which is kind of, so a single DIN, the classic car stereo, the kind of 2-inch tall by 5-inch wide or so, classic car stereo format, that's called single DIN. Most things nowadays are double DIN, which is basically just twice as high as that. And that's your kind of touch screen, ones that have the screen built in and everything. That's what My car has. And as far as I know, like 90% of your cars out there have at least an opening big enough that you can get adapters to fit a DIN sized radio in. Now, there are some that don't. I haven't had a few, but I have known vehicles that didn't fit that format, and I'm not really sure what you would do in that situation.
Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah, like in the mid '90s, GM and Chevy in particular, like doing these weird kind of vertical rectangular radios that were kind of like nearer to the driver, like kind of right next to the gauges or something like that. And I have no idea I think most of those, they usually have somewhere on the dash where you can like relocate a radio to, but I've never done it personally, so I couldn't tell you too much about it.
So the radio that you put into the car, was it a DIN or a double DIN?
Double DIN, because it's a touchscreen Android Auto.
Okay. Does that make it a din?
Yes. Yeah, I had it for dinner. But no, and as far as like getting, all the radios are that DIN format, either single or double, and then you get a dash kit to basically adapt that to your car. And usually requires like some plastic brackets or something that you screw onto the radio itself. Some trim to like cover up any gaps that would be if, there's a difference between the size of the factory radio and the DIN format.
Right.
And also a plug adapter if you don't want to cut up your wiring harness in your car. So the radio comes with a pigtail that plugs into the back of the radio and just has wires. And if you wanted to, I've done this in the past in vehicles I didn't care about, you could just take the plug that comes out of because the stock car stereo is going to plug into the back of the stereo, or the wiring harness is going to plug into the stereo. You can just chop those off, and if you can figure out which wires go where, just directly wire that pigtail that came with the radio to your wiring harness. But if you want it to be something a little more reversible, you can get an adapter, which is just basically the car side wiring harness that ends in loose wires. And it has the same color format as the one that came with your car stereo, and just wire those together. Just basically connect all the colors together using, wire connectors, and then bam, it's ready to go in your car.
I just find that fascinating, and explain something about a previous car that I had, because I had a radio, but beneath the radio was like this kind of like plastic bin where I would just shove stuff.
Yeah,
and that tells me that the bay was equipped for the double DIN.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of those, the dash kits, if your car stereo, was a double DIN, but you're putting a single DIN in there, the dash kit you get will usually have something to fill that, either a blank plate or, like you said, a lot of times it's just a little cubby hole where you can like stick a, if your car came with like, or your new stereo came with a remote control, you can stick it in there, just your change, condoms, whatever you want.
Wow, that's some choices of stuff.
Nothing but condoms. Condoms all the way down.
Just rubbers.
Your weed. Stick your weed in there.
There you go. No, that's interesting, because I'd always wondered about that, and I learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the olden days too, like in the 80s, 70s, you could also get like a little graphic equalizer, with a bunch of little up and down sliders, so you could like tune your audio. That was like the height of awesomeness in car stereos. You get a little equalizer in there.
It's like real life Winamp.
Yep, exactly.
It really whips the llama's ass. We're old.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt myself age like 20 years with that one.
Yeah, no, I need a new hip after that.
Right?
Well, if you're interested in that, then also with my new stereo, I was looking through. I would recommend anybody, if you're buying car audio stuff or even home audio stuff, like forget Amazon. Like don't touch Amazon. Go to Crutchfield. I found their prices to be within a couple of dollars of Amazon. And they have my car stereo, when I bought it, I bought the stereo, but the dash kit and the wiring is, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but the dash kit, and last time I bought a stereo too from them, the wiring and dash kit were free with the stereo. So even though by list price on the website, the stereo was more expensive on Crutchfield, on Amazon I would have had to bought the dash kit, bought the wiring adapter.
And this is Crutchfield, you said?
Yeah, crutchfield.com. And by the time I'd done all that, that adds like, what, $20-$30 to the price of the radio. And it was free from Crutchfield. I was within like, $10 more expensive on Crutchfield than Amazon. And I think that's worth it to buy from, a smaller, company that's more customer focused.
Non-Bezos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hesitant to get back on Amazon. And it sucks because I want to watch Invincible, but I know ways around that.
Yeah.
Yo ho ho.
Yes. Yar. And then, so I also got some speakers I haven't put in yet, but they came with like, little adapter plates to fit in the enclosures or the speaker parts in the car. Mm-hmm. But I also got this thing I didn't know. So I was looking on Crutchfield for stereos, and some of the couple ones on the short list, I noticed they said this thing can maintain steering wheel controls with the purchase of iDataLink Maestro. I'm like going, okay, what's that? Right. So I started looking into it, and so certain car stereos, aftermarket car stereos, are compatible with this, and it's a little box that sits between your car stereo and your car wiring, and it adds a lot of features that cars with touchscreens have. If your car came with a touchscreen and you wanted a better radio, well, this would maintain a lot of those functions it would have, because a lot of times it'd have like some kind of climate control stuff in there, or
right,
whatever else. So that's what that does. But it also adds functionality. So like for my car, it had just a regular car stereo. It did some extra things that normally would do, but not a whole lot. But this added the ability to see stuff like tire pressures on the screen. It has a connector that connects to the diagnostic port on the car, so I can bring up a little page that has gauges, like it has like the RPM, temperature, all that stuff in there.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it also, one of the things I'm kind of messing with right now, I got to figure out, is because in a lot of modern cars, they don't have like a little, noisemaker dinger anymore. So like you leave the door open with the keys in the car, it's actually playing that dinging sound over the stereo that's integrated into this factory stereo. So this had a thing to replicate that. It has a little speaker, but it's too loud. The dinging is now too loud in my car. So I got to figure out how to make it quieter. I'm sure there's a way.
The dinging din-din.
Yes, the ding. It's the din.
The dinging din din. Yes. No.
But yeah, it also does this neat thing where like I have like 5 or 6 steering wheel buttons that are for audio. It has like volume up and down, track forward and back, and all that. Well, the Maestro, I can actually customize what those buttons do, and actually have more than one function. So like I could set a button to have one function if I press it, and another function if I hold it. So like volume down right now, if I just tap volume down on the steering wheel, the volume goes down. But if I hold it, it mutes the audio.
Oh.
So, a lot of more, customizable things there. Yeah. So I just kind of slapped it in today, got it going. I have more to kind of discover with that. Bad thing is though, to change some of those settings, I have to reprogram it, because you like hook it up to your computer with USB and like tell the program, what model car and all the features it has. Unfortunately, that little box is now shoved behind the radio. So I need to like take all that back out to be able to get to it, the USB, to reprogram it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the patience for any of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, or if you don't know me, I like tinkering, but only under duress, I guess.
All right, so next time I'll hold a gun to your head.
If I have to tinker, I will, but then I guess I don't like self-diagnosis, but I have had to guess I probably have some form of ADHD because I get bored of doing stuff.
No, that's fair.
It's like my 3D printers, I haven't turned one of them on in weeks.
Yeah, I need some stuff printed.
Yeah, like, do you have those moments of, like, starting and stopping stuff where you'll, like, do something for, like, a couple weeks really hard and then just stop completely?
Oh, yeah. Completely. Definitely.
Yeah, you're on the spectrum, boy.
My life is a string of dropped projects.
Right. And now, Kevin, remember last week how we had talked about giving Mike a show where we just give him a topic and he has to talk about it for like 20 minutes?
I think that's what we just did.
We just did the pilot episode.
Yep, there we go. If you want to hear more of that, let us know. Contact us at team@supernaturalselectionpod.com or let us know on the Discord. Do you want to hear Mike do that often?
I enjoyed that. But what else you got going on, Mike?
I really need to watch some anime. There's some I've been waiting for some shows to finish this season.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember off the top of my head which ones, but there were some that were airing that I wanted to watch, but I didn't want to start, and just have to watch them week to week.
Now, have you done Trillion Game at all?
No.
The hell is that?
Oh, okay. So it's gonna finish its season in a couple of episodes. It's got like 2 weeks left. But it is a show about two guys who just out of high school decide they want to start a $1 trillion company, or they want to make $1 trillion. So it's them doing all these like business moves and schemes, and they work their way up from like a small IT company to a media company and so on and so forth. It's been a blast. I've really enjoyed it.
So it's Space Brothers, but with dude bros.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting.
Now, when
I
you
like
say
the
Space Brothers, you don't mean like...
oh, no. There was an anime called Space Brothers.
Okay, because I was thinking of the Homies from Outer Space, the god-awful early 2000s show on the WB.
No, Space Brothers was an anime where there's these two brothers. One becomes an astronaut, and the other one is like, kind of ground control
to Major Tom.
So they had dreams of being like astronauts together or something like that. I never finished it. I need to go back and finish that now that I talk about it.
So with Trillion Game, one of the guys is very much a confidence man, where he'll come up with something and then it's up to the other guy to make it happen. The other guy's a very socially awkward like computer programmer.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like a combination of like rizzing people to get them to invest in their businesses, and then they kind of like pull the business strategy out of their ass and make it work. It's been a lot of fun.
So like that sounds like crypto, but better.
Yeah, they're not messing with crypto. I'm so worried that that's a thing they're gonna do in a future season. But no, like they start off like they want to they create like an AI, except the AI isn't real. It's just literally one of them like answering people's prompts in real time.
That's happened.
Yeah, and until they can actually get the time and the money together to actually make the AI, that's what they do. But that's how their whole scheme works, right?
Kind of sounding a little bit not like a majorly way, but it reminds me a bit of Silicon Valley. Yes.
There's it's got this kind of like punk rock vibe to it, like Japanese punk rock. You give it a try. Like there's I think like 2 episodes left, and then the season's done. Because usually 23 episodes in a longer season of anime.
I mean, I've known them mostly do like either 12 or 24, but yes, I mean, there's no hard and fast.
Yeah,
they seem to just change it at will. Like
it does feel like it's kind of getting it to the end of the season. You know what I mean? It's got that kind of ramp up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one that I've been watching, and I've been watching that one, is that one's coming to an end, is Solo Leveling.
So I've heard of that.
I have heard that name.
And I don't know. I don't know.
Is that the one where God damn it. it's kind of like a Sword Art Online thing, but the dude's like forced to be on his own or something.
Well,
Or am I nuts?
like I'm trying to figure out. Like I feel like I could talk about the first episode. It's not really a spoiler, even though something happens. You know what I mean? Because that's like the pilot.
Yeah.
That's what gets you hooked into it, right? So should I just tell you?
Yeah.
So this is a setting where portals start emerging in the world, and you get like people who start getting powers, and they become raiding parties and shit like that. Like it's real world, but like MMO portals start showing up, and you get people with like classes, and they become hunters and stuff. But you've got this D rank hunter who ends up joining a raid where virtually everybody dies except for him. He does die for a split second, but he comes back, and now he's got this kind of like computerized video game interface that's forcing him to take on quests. But he gets like more. It's that power scaling shit, right? Where he just
Like
becomes
Dragon
like the
Ball,
most
kinda.
powerful hunter. Yeah, he's the most powerful hunter. But unlike all the other hunters, he has no plateau. He can keep growing more powerful, and he has this thing called the system, which is like a video game overlay that is, giving him missions and giving him like special things to power up with. It's definitely like one of those like power scaling animes where it's like, okay, no, this episode he's going to get this awesome new power. He's kind of like a broody kind of character as he grows more powerful and detached. So you get this idea that maybe the system is turning him into a monster to a degree. You're not quite sure. It's fun. Like, the action is really good. I really enjoy the action scenes.
So one thing that's kind of, I wouldn't say kept me from watching it. It's not, I don't want to sound like terrible about this. I don't want to sound like the biggest weeb ever. But one thing that is a little, culture shocky, I guess, for me, because it's Korean, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so all the names are Korean, which feels weird.
They do have the Japanese raiders show up at some point.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I've seen some dubbed clips from it. I'm going, those names.
Well, because it's based on a manhwa.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's not. Well, I guess
it's definitely one of those things where you would expect them to have Japanese names, and then you don't hear Japanese names, and it kind of throws you off for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
I get you.
Just a little, I don't know. It's also whenever you have, an anime and someone has a name Doug, it's like, what the fuck are you doing there?
Get out of here, Doug.
You can knock out a couple episodes in a little over a half an hour, and it's give that a try at least. But again, I'm not saying this is like the best of these type of anime that I've seen, but like the animation is pretty dang good.
I'll take a look at it, see if I can find it.
Like it gets super violent though. Definitely one of the more violent anime I've seen. But if you can get past, like, gore doesn't affect me at all, which is probably something to talk to a therapist about.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what you're talking about, Chucky.
Yeah, no. For me, like, I just kind of like shrug off. Okay, well, there goes another head. It's. I think it's worth a try. My in my Wednesday D&D group, my DM did a encounter, and the encounter was literally something from Solo Leveling, and I called that son of a bitch. I'm like, you're just doing solo leveling. I appreciated it, but it was very much like, you motherfucker, I know what you're doing.
That's funny.
Yeah. But, I don't know, give that a try. You're looking for stuff to watch, right?
Well, I'm not looking, because I have, like, a my anime list that's way too long.
He's got a backlog.
It'll take the rest of my life to actually finish this list.
No, that's fair.
Like, I have shows. I don't know. I've been out of the anime mood. Like, I've been doing I've been doing a little bit of gaming lately, actually.
Yeah. Oh, so it's again that cycle thing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. My tri-cycle of gaming, anime, and I don't know what else I do.
Maintenance.
Masturbating. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I'm writing that in my notes.
Apparently, I have the option of watching Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I just haven't yet. It's on the backlog.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Delicious in Dungeon. That's going to be something I'll watch this week.
Yes, you have to watch
Please and thank you. Make sure you watch that because I think you're going to appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I figure I will. It's just one of those things.
Like if you don't, I will eat a shoe.
I don't want you to do that, but I do kind of want you to do that.
Only one way to find out if I'm going to be able to do it.
Damn straight. Oh, wow. I didn't realize we... Anyway, I'm not going to talk about what we have through the high seas. Anyway.
Scurvy.
You just talked about Fight Club.
I did talk about Fight Club. God damn it. Anyway.
Let's see. Like, I kind of stopped partway through the Slime Diaries, the, kind of offshoot slime anime. I never finished Ranma 1/2 either. I'm just looking through my unfinished things. I didn't finish Ranma 1/2, the remake either, so.
You got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, there's stuff. I'm trying to see which ones I'm waiting for, like, the new season or the current season to finish. Like, there's the 100 Girlfriends, that season 2. I don't know how many episodes are in there, but should be about halfway by this point, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're at episode 6 right now.
Yeah. So once that's done or gets closer to done, I'll start on that.
And then you'll be able to watch that Red Ranger in Another World, which I'm sure is something that's on your list.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of interested in that one myself.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I guess I'm done. I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
That's okay. Look at how much you were able to talk about, even though I rat fucked you and put you first.
Rat fucked you. Wow.
Well,
I put you on the spot, and you ate up that spotlight, sir. Good job.
You know what the good thing about being rat fucked is?
Tiny dick.
Tiny dick.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I knew where that was going.
Now, Kevin, do you need some podcast cheese, or are you good to go?
No, I'm good to go.
Okay. Well, so do you want to go next, or should I?
I can go next.
Okay.
Hey, man, what's got you off in your phone there?
Oh, just going through all the funny Mothman memes and supernatural shit posts I've been wanting to share. I just don't know where to put the posts yet.
Don't you know about the Supernatural Selection Discord?
We have a Discord?
Yeah, for years, dude. Where have you been?
Can people chat with the hosts and get previews of upcoming episodes and generally post funny shit as much as they want with other listeners?
I mean, if that's your bag. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that, but there are even live streaming events for the shows there, too. You've been in a few. How do you not know this stuff?
It must have been my doppelganger. How do I get into the Discord?
It's easy. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Now say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's perfect. Now I can share 3 terabytes of Hollow Earth memes. Get it? Terabytes.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Just don't do that. You should definitely not visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com to join the Discord. We don't want you there.
Too late. I'm already posting my alien abduction fan fiction with the general chat.
Join the hosts and listeners of Supernatural Selection on the official Discord. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com.
So, I've been, of course, still reading Stormlight. This 4th book is, I'm gonna say it's the slog of the series so far, but it's an enjoyable slog. It's not a slog in the way that any of the other fantasy series I've read have been.
We should call this segment Stormlight Watch.
Yeah, I'm a Stormlight hunter. I'm gonna drive straight into it. But like this is the hardest one to read because everybody's in a terrible place. But it's still way more enjoyable than the slog in the Wheel of Time. It's no Winter's Heart. If anyone's read the series, that is the hardest one to get through. But beyond, God, it's another one of those things where it's like, this is just therapy. That's all these books are, is therapy with a great plot. But beyond that, I got back into watching some YouTube channels this week, which I haven't done a shit ton of lately. But I went back and started watching some Red Letter Media. Which, if our listeners are not familiar, these are the guys that really came to fame with the Mr. Plinkett Star Wars prequel reviews, which they did the multi-part, multi-hour review of the Phantom Menace that is longer than the Phantom Menace. And Plinkett, that fucking voice kills me. Just Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace is the biggest disappointment I've ever had since my son. It's just that shit.
Now, it's been a while since I've watched. It's been a while. So it's been a while since I watched it. Don't they also have kind of like a storyline going on in the background with Plinkett during the reviews?
Yeah, and they kind of ran the course on that. I just love that he did like Star Wars and then Star Trek and then just out of nowhere Baby's Day Out.
Perfect.
But honestly, the Plinkett stuff is not their best work. My favorite stuff they're doing, I've gotten into watching Half in the Bag.
Half in the Bag.
Half in the Bag, which is their modern review stuff. That has a plot. It's the conceit that Jay and Mike work at lightning fast VCR repair, and their only real customer is Mr. Plinkett, and they just keep breaking his VCR so they can keep fixing his VCR so they'll stay in business. And once they get the minimum amount of plot out of the way, they just review a movie.
It's like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
I guess?
Well, I mean, because they always have the little bit with Mario and Luigi, live action with
sure.
Captain Lou Albano, and they have like that little opening segment, and then that's like it.
Well, yeah. And it's extremely meta in the fact that like they know it's a conceit just to get to the movie review.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
it's a framing device.
Yeah, and it's got a little bit of a Tim and Eric vibe to it sometimes. Some of the stuff they do. My absolute favorite thing they do is Best of the Worst, where they will watch like 3 movies and pick which one is the best of the worst. And there'll be terrible films, or they'll do a spotlight. They did a spotlight on New York Ninja, which is fucking amazing. Me and Mike actually got to see the band Voyager 3 that did the soundtrack for New York Ninja when we were at Dragon Con last year. So that was
that's
badass.
right. You mentioned that.
But yeah. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
No. I've been trying to figure out if they're the ones who also did like the Transformers music that you had mentioned.
No, but they were at the concert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With those guys.
Yeah, they were the opening act.
Got it.
Yeah,
They were the like
co-headliners
or something like that.
because they did a full set.
Well, yeah, they did a set too, but yeah, I was thinking that was also the house guy before that.
Oh
but,
yeah, the guy dressed as Pin from
Evangelion, spinning discs.
Yeah, spinning discs, and then did like he spun the Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Everybody went crazy.
Oh, it was fucking amazing. Anyway, Best of the Worst, they review like 3 movies. They watch 3 movies, review those movies, make jokes about those movies. It's a lot of fun, but the best part is Wheel of the Worst. David, have you ever watched that?
I have not.
Okay. I've been showing Mike bits and pieces of it. What they will do is they have a wheel in various forms of shitty. Like, sometimes it's just made from fucking plywood. And they put, like, 6 or more movies on the wheel. And it's not actually movies. It's, like, weird shit people have sent them. Like, children's videos, videos explaining how to use word perfect, business trade videos. Like, here's why you should buy this brand of forklift. Shit like that.
Learn the power of JVC camcorders.
Yes, exactly. That kind of shit. Fast food training videos, whatever.
The Wendy's fast food video.
Oh, God, yeah. They'll spend like 3 times and watch those 3 videos, sometimes 4 or 5 times, depending. And they will pick, of course, the best of the worst. And those are the most hilarious episodes they do. Just straight up, like, I started back from the beginning, and then, like, the 3rd or 4th episode, they finally hit on one they'd been wanting to watch, which is the Shoji Tamabuchi show. Which is this Japanese gentleman who is a country fiddle player from Japan, not Japanese American. He is from Japan.
Okay.
And I looked him up after this. Apparently, he's one of those guys where, say an American musician goes to Japan and he can't bring, like, a full band. He'll hire, like, local musicians.
Yeah.
Well, Shoji was a really fucking good fiddle player. Like, good enough that he had his own theater in Branson, Missouri.
Fuck.
And this was a videotape of his show from the Shoji Tamabuchi Theater in Branson, Missouri.
Huh.
And it was like 3 hours. And, like, the beginning of it, it wasn't even him. It was his wife and daughter out there performing. And just
warming up the audience.
Yeah, warming up the audience for, like, an hour.
Oh, wow.
And, like, the guys watching, the Red Letter Media guys are sitting there watching going, "Where's Shoji?" Just getting worked up. And then, finally, like, everything goes black and, like, a laser projector does, like, this 3D spin around of a fiddle and his name shooting up, like, each letter at a time, Shoji. And then he comes out wearing this insane blue country music thing you would see on the Grand Ole Opry in the 60s.
Like a sequin, blazer with, like, fiddles on it.
Silver
like
fiddles embroidered all over.
That's an absolute power move. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes out and sounds exactly like someone doing a racist impression of a Japanese person singing country music.
Oh, shit.
With a stutter.
Okay, you gotta link me to that shit. I've gotta watch this.
I will. And
it is pretty insane.
And, like, they just, like, as soon as he starts singing, they are howling in laughter. And just, you hear Rich Evans go, "Oh my God, he's terrible!" And just, they cannot stop laughing. And then it cuts, and it's like 2 hours later, and they're just staring.
and to make a point, like, he's a great fiddle player. It's his
amazing
singing that is terrible.
Yeah. He should not be, like, if his wife's a decent singer. His daughter is not.
But she's not god awful. She's just like,
they have her do all the gospel music.
This is one of the times you want them to hire a white person for the job.
Like, if she were singing and he was just doing the fiddle music, it'd be great. But that's not what happened, David.
And it's all like, reimagined, like, hits too. It's like,
oh no,
David, it's so bad I can't do the impression because we'll get canceled.
Yes, no, it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you looked him up on YouTube, you could find clips of his stuff.
I'm gonna send you right now.
Or you could watch the Red Letter Media.
Yeah, because it is way better.
It is just
also, there was a one a couple episodes later where one of the tapes was. Do you remember in one of our streams, David? We watched the Family International SOS series of music videos.
Yes.
They have that on the wheel in one episode. But it's the Japanese language version.
Oh my gosh.
So they don't know what it is. And they have to figure out what the shit this thing is from context clues.
So at first they just think it's some, wacky Japanese music videos.
And then the next thing is about don't get an abortion. And then the one after that is anti-evolution. And they're like, oh shit, this is a cult. So best of the worst is like the most amazing fucking weird ass bad movie show you've ever seen.
I love it. I'm going to push back against that, though. But I'll talk about that when I get to my segment. So.
Yeah, I was going to say. And Wheel of the Worst is just chef's kiss. It is amazing. The Christmas episodes in particular are great. They have had to sit through, Jingle Cats. And I know I've been going on about them for a minute, but there's other show. There's this other show I've been watching for years since Gage showed this guy to me. God, probably in 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. It used to be called Bad Movies with Mark, and now it's called Weird Movies with Mark, because he felt it was too insulting to some of the films to call all of them bad.
Aww.
And what he does is he watches shitty movies and reviews them. Mm-hmm. He is where I really first became aware of Neil Breen.
Oh.
Now, I love him. I love Red Letter Media, but there's something I need to address. It's been on my mind about both of these guys, particularly Mark. They keep doing movies that have been on Mystery Science Theater, and no one brings up that it was on Mystery Science Theater. And it never comes up until very recently in an episode of Best of the Worst. They watched, I don't know, it may have been Puma Man. No. I want to say it may have been Space Mutiny or something. I don't remember.
Okay.
But Best of the Worst watched a movie, and Jay said, before any of you say anything in the fucking comments, we're aware it was on Mystery Science Theater 30 fucking years ago.
They broke kayfabe.
They did, but my thing is, when he said it was on there 30 fucking years ago, I turned into a pile of dust. And I was like, oh, that's why Mark never brings it up, because MST3K is no longer fucking relevant to this genre. Damn it.
Oh, man.
So God, that hurt a lot. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
My favorite show is no longer a going concern for anyone. But yeah, there's another channel I need to go back and start watching some again. You familiar with Cosmonaut Marcus?
Sounds familiar.
Does a lot of interesting reviews. He does ranking videos of movies sometimes. He also went through this thing where him and a friend sat and watched the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Oh, jeez.
And that was great, especially the parts where it's like, I'm losing my goddamn mind. Please stop. Fuck you. Oh, my fucking God. Just like them sobbing almost. Like, stop it. So, there's a lot of really interesting folk on there. And I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about, once again, is NeuroViz. Which is kind of relevant to dead internet.
Yeah.
So this dude, I found out a little bit more. Apparently this guy has, like, some major anxiety issues and can't work with people. So what he does is he writes these scripts for, I think we talked about this a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
He does the Unanswered Oddities thing where it's monsters talking about, like, humans.
Mm-hmm.
The extinct species of creatures known as humans.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll write the script and then run it through AI to get voices. And then he makes images in AI of these monsters, and then he takes those images and puts them through further AI to animate them to the voice track.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a fan of AI for the most part, but like this, I give him, like, this is what he's got to work with.
Yeah.
And he's got, like, a vision, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
So,
I've
like,
seen a couple of them, and they're pretty fun. It's one of those things where it's just like I haven't had a chance to, like, dive into too many of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, in the Unanswered Oddities thing, there's this one tiny little thing that could be called the conspiracy monster, who is always talking about, like, that's a conspiracy by the monoliths to distract us that they're putting plants in our food. And his name is Tiggy Skibbles. Well, they have given Tiggy his own podcast, like a sub-series done in the style of Joe Rogan.
Oh, God.
It's called TikTok.
Oh, no.
And he's been posting clips from TikTok, and it's fucking great. It is the highlight of the channel.
That's great.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend checking those out. Go in with an open mind. I know we talk bad about AI a lot, but, like, cut this guy a little slack and watch his stuff. It's fucking great.
Well, it sounds like he's putting in a lot of work on his own with it. It doesn't seem like it's that lazy.
Well, see, it's the platonic ideal of what AI should be, and it's a tool.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people just use it,
Yeah, like the children's book shit.
They like, write a prompt, feed it to the AI, and just, like, chuck it out into the world. Like, see this great thing I did? It's like, no, you just,
and again,
did some shit.
And this guy's stuff, the scripts are completely written by him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude. He goes by Human. That is the only name we know him by. And there's a subreddit dedicated to NeuroViz, of course. Mm-hmm. And every time there's a new video, it gets posted to the NeuroViz thing. And it turns out it's him. So he's actually contributing to the fan community by keeping us updated. So, and that's the only post he makes is the new video's up, and there it is. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just I want to throw this guy a bone because, like, he gets a pass for me. Also, I've said this before. Paul is probably the only other person I know that would have truly appreciated this stuff with me. Because this is the kind of shit Paul would show us, and then we'd punch him. So, which is a thing that happened a lot. We'd have what we called SMAG night, which SMAG stood for Super Mega Awesome Group.
God damn it!
Yeah, that was what we had a podcast too. That
the SMAGcast, which is still on YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like we should take one of do some clips or post like an entire episode to this feed. I think that would be interesting.
Mike, do you have any of the files? Because I don't have them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You could download the video.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, it's not piracy. It's your shit.
Yeah, it's our shit. I'd have to find a good episode.
And
yeah, I don't know, or even just like do a clip show. I don't know, because you've mentioned it a few times, and I think the audience might be genuinely interested in, like,
Yeah, Yeah, it was an attempt at this.
Yeah, it was very much a, prototype
It's the proto distraction hole. It was
although we did like kind of newsy things too,
Yeah.
like,
It was, and we had segments.
Like-
we each had a segment.
to call out how long ago it was, I remember doing a whole bit on Google Glass.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long time ago. And it like if this is the distraction hole, it was the distraction cloaca before the hole had evolved.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's the early dinosaur distraction hole.
Boy.
But
Yep.
it was me, Mike, Warren, who co-hosted a couple months ago when you weren't available, and Paul. And we had ads. To give you some idea, we had ads for the Gigcast / Drawing the Wrong Conclusions on there.
Yeah.
That's how old it is.
Kevin, I still kind of add things to my SMAG playlist.
That must be like a year long now.
It's 107 videos
Jesus
so far.
fuck. You know what? I still have my Kevin's Hot Wheat playlist. I need to just get on the Discord one night and play them for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because it's not going to be good. It's going to be a lot of bad things. So, yeah. God, why did I bring up SMAG? Paul. Because, anyway, we'd have SMAG night, which is...
We just show bad videos at each other.
Yeah, Warren started the SMAG thing because his playlist was called SMAG, and we were like, the fuck is SMAG? It's like, it's a super mega awesome group. And we're like, oh, okay. And Paul just kind of became smitten with that name.
Oh.
Yeah, but we would just, whenever we'd get together on the weekends, it would be like,
play
I got
video.
videos to show you.
Yeah, and then Paul would play like something.
Just some weird
just like
batshit thing.
And it would just like one video in particular that would make us like want to punch him in the dick, but I'd punch him in the arm. So, actually somewhere I've got the audio from my absolute favorite thing he ever did. Mike, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I got a lot of fucking playlists. Well, there's Mike's SMAG. Yeah, sometimes I miss that show, and other times I don't. There we go. Full playlist. And this is the audio from what Paul ended every video with.
I want to fuck you up the ass.
You can stick it up your own asshole.
I would if I could. Bitch.
So you're going to have to clip
yeah.
that and get that to me so I can edit it into the episode.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, that is a video from a movie called Whore, starring Tracy Lords.
Kevin, I just realized something.
What's that?
Not to I don't know. I don't think it's a downer, but definitely a little kind of bittersweet. Paul has his SMAG playlist still on YouTube with stuff he added before,
Oh my God, Mike, we're gonna have to have a memorial watch of that.
I just now thought of it. I was like,
Oh, dude,
I have watch party. We could literally do a watch party.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah.
Oh man, like one Sunday night, instead of doing this, we're gonna have to do that on the Discord. We're gonna have the Paul Hamblin Memorial SMAG night.
Love it.
It's disgusting, but
yeah,
no.
it definitely, he definitely ordered it because if you start from number 1, like the stick it up your ass is at number 15. Delineating between, I guess, stuff we'd seen before. I think I saw some of these before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just have a watch through of it, but
Hell yeah.
but in the clip, he is pulled up to Proposition the Whore.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants to fuck her in the ass.
And set the scene, Kevin. He's driving, an 80s sedan. What is he wearing?
He is wearing a Hawaiian shirt that is simply covered in hot dogs.
Like prints of hot dogs on his white shirt.
Now, that is important because one year was it Christmas or his birthday?
I can't remember. Maybe his birthday?
Well, it was for an occasion, and we could not find that shirt.
Like Kevin and I looked high and low on every corner of the internet. And
so,
looking for a white Hawaiian shirt with hot dog print.
And we could not find one, so we bought a white button-up shirt. And
the iron-on transfers and inkjet printed a bunch of hot dog transfers and ironed them on this shirt.
We made the hot dog shirt for him. And there was a note when you open it up that said, "I want to fuck you in the ass."
Oh, Jesus.
And
great.
I think that was the high point of his year when he opened that up and saw what it was.
Just the joy on his face, his eyes were gleaming, his coat was glossy.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, SMAG was a very special time in our lives.
Yeah.
We even
it
did
was our 30s.
Yeah. There's some videos of us tasting food product.
Oh boy.
On that channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We called those videos Taste of SMAG.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's great. That's where Mike uploaded the infamous buttermilk taste video.
Oh god.
Because Warren said buttermilk was good, and I said it was the worst thing created by man, and Mike had to be the tiebreaker.
God. That was great.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fun stuff on there. I'll start posting links to some of that on the Discord, which, if you're not a member of our Discord, you should join our Discord and see this shit. We have a fantastic community that is growing bit by bit, and I would invite you all to come, like that song, Steal My Sunshine. Anyway, that's it for me. Yeah, we should take a break.
Yeah, need some podcast cheese?
I need to make a bathroom break and then refill my podcast cheese quote.
All right, well, fair enough. So we will be right back.
I want to fuck you up the ass. Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows, I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon-exclusive episodes that can be found there, too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do the
whole yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and
can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that, too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and The Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today.
So, a little bit about how the sausage gets made. Kevin literally just sent me a picture for the cover for the episode titled assfuck.jpg.
Of course I did.
Because it is based on that hot dog guy scene. So, just a little behind the scenes for you. Okay, so...
Pardon me, got cheese in my mouth.
All right, so is it just a typical plasticky cheese?
Yeah, it's American.
Yeah, no, that's
Craft,
fair.
though,
That's fair.
so...
All right, well, welcome to On Cinema, at the Cinema, on the Distraction Hole.
Oh, no.
So I have officially caught up with all 169 episodes of the Adult Swim era of On Cinema, and I have moved on to the High Network era.
Now, that is the Tim Heidecker streaming service, correct?
Yeah, specifically for On Cinema, so everything in there is like On Cinema canon, including Rock House. So,
Okay.
They ended the Adult Swim era with probably one of the funniest endings to an Oscar special. So remember how I mentioned that Tim was put on murder trial for
Yes.
like 19 people,
Yeah, for the yeah.
and it was declared a mistrial?
Yes.
Okay, so the mistrial was because one of the jurors was constantly drunk. She later went on to be Tim's campaign manager when he ran for district attorney of San Bernardino. Eventually, they get together, they get married, and then during the Oscar special, Tim, without telling her, annuls their marriage so they can get married live on air during the Oscar special.
Okay.
Now, here's the issue. Greg, the movie guy, right?
Yeah,
hey
the
there, guys,
other
Mr.
guy.
Movie. He's doing his mobile VFA where he just loads a bunch of VHS tapes in the back of his car and projects screenings of these VHS tapes. So for this, for the Oscar special, he comes dressed as Jack Nicholson's Joker
Oh no.
with his car with a whole bunch of promotional material for Arthur,
like
the Dudley
wait,
Moore.
the Dudley Moore one, not the one with Dick Bag.
Yeah. But so there's an entire hilarious sequence where he is pulling his car into the studio, and it's overly long in the way that like they master that kind of like thing, right? Mm-hmm. He forgets to turn the engine off, and they close the studio to continue shooting.
Oh no.
So by the time they get to the actual wedding and they do the reception at the end, the whole place has been flooded with carbon monoxide. And if they would have ended the series with everybody dying of carbon monoxide poisoning, it would have been a perfect ending.
Right.
But they do get saved with the exception of like one person. One person literally dies. Their caterer.
What the fuck?
And that's how the Adult Swim era ended. So today I just finished the High Network. They premiered with the next Oscar special where Tim is forging an investigation to pin the blame on the poisoning on Greg, but they aren't talking to each other, so they each run their own Oscar special simultaneously, and if you watch it, you can either watch Tim's special, Greg's special, or a hybrid video version that shows both sides at the same time in real time.
Oh god.
And that one ends with Greg running over the security guard in his car and driving away as there's a Christian pop singer singing some bouncy, zippy song. And so one side of the screen is Greg looking very concerned driving into the night because he just ran a man over. While on the other side, everybody in the studio is freaking the hell out as there's a pop song playing and you got this young singer singing.
Jesus.
It is so good. I am so happy. I've got so many more episodes to get into, but I cannot recommend this enough. I got Holly into it, much to her chagrin.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'm loving it. But that's not my main thing. Now, did you two gentlemen ever watch the Netflix Daredevil?
Yes.
I watched the first season and a half of it.
I think I watched all Netflix, like Marvel stuff, except maybe the last season of Jessica Jones. I don't remember. I know I watched all of Daredevil, all of Luke Cage. I think I watched all of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I watched season 1 and 2 of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I've seen them all. I'm specifically though like I'm talking about Daredevil because the Born Again has come out.
Yes, and it's one of the things I
need to see that actually.
need to watch. Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't think you necessarily need to finish the Netflix seasons.
No, I've heard that.
But I would still do it anyway because like that third season of Daredevil on Netflix, it has everything that you kind of want out of a Daredevil story. But no, I've got to say, like, if you guys get a chance, you need to watch Born Again because Born Again is really good. Like the first episode's kind of this weird kind of table setting to show that like this is a new show, but they kind of have to wrap up some loose ends with that, the previous incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
But episodes 2 and 3 are incredible and they're devastating in like the best way possible. The fact that like they can use like a C-list tier vigilante character, not Daredevil, but there's another character they introduce.
Right.
I cannot recommend it enough. There's a lot of stuff like is this one of those things where you'll probably kind of wait for it all to be released before you watch it?
Nah, I'll probably start.
It'll be a
episode
little
1
while.
tonight.
It'll be a little while before I see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I almost wanted to kind of, because I enjoy doing our like Dan to Dan check-ins, and I just feel like all of us could probably get something out of doing like a Daredevil check-in. You know what I mean? I think being able to discuss that stuff would be a lot of fun, but it depends on like how game you are, Kevin.
It's gonna be a little bit before I get to watch it, so I don't know. We'll see.
That's fair. That's okay. Mike and I can have our own podcast.
Wow. Fucking
no, but like,
wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, watch fucking Daredevil then, and you won't get like left out.
Wow. Thanks, bitch.
But no, absolutely, really, really good. That third episode, I almost cried.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it's so crazy now that like fucking Daredevil is the character in the MCU with the most screen time.
Yeah. Andy was in fucking Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, absolutely.
And She-Hulk. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, I mean, take into account he had his 3 seasons, he had the Defenders, he has this new show and everything like that. It's like he's kind of the face of the MCU.
Kind of the GOAT.
Yeah, and just and again, just getting like Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin is just oh man.
I've always loved him as an actor.
You know what, Kevin? I'm gonna bother you to keep to watch it. Like, just do it.
I'll start it.
Do it. Yes. Okay. Hey,
Kevin, if you want to watch it together, we could watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I'm not going to be watching Wheel of Time, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, when maybe next time we reconvene, we can at least talk about that first episode because there's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. That seems doable for us. Okay. All right. Good. I got that off my chest. Okay. So the real thing I want to talk about, haha, surprise, we're 3 levels deep now. This weekend I went to see that Porky Pig and Daffy Duck movie.
I've been wondering about that.
I can absolutely recommend it.
Good.
Okay, we'll start off with a question. Who's your favorite Looney Tune?
Daffy.
Yeah.
Bugs, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Daffy guy. I've always liked Daffy. I like the Daffy and Porky kind of relationship. Now, do you like sarcastic, like, second banana Daffy, or do you like whoop, 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 whoop?
Yes.
Like, crazy Daffy?
Yes,
so you're
both.
Both? Yeah.
Yeah, I just like Daffy Duck.
Yeah. No, great character. So yeah, I absolutely urge you guys to go see The Day the Earth Blew Up because it's excellent. It's one of those movies where it's like, no, it's driven by the animators. They have like 30 writers on the movie, and they're all storyboard artists, and I know that because I recognize their fucking names from storyboards they've done in other shows.
Yeah, it looks like the new Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah, it's very much kind of like that kind of throwback style. I guess it was when they were working on those new shorts, it was in the production they were meant to be like a streaming film, and for some reason, like, okay, we'll do a theatrical release. It wasn't even Warner Brothers who did it. Another company bought it to distribute it.
Oh, wow.
Because we know what happens with Warner Brothers and Looney Tunes projects that don't have an athlete attached to them.
Yeah.
Or just Warner Brothers in anything
well,
that they
yeah,
just, decide to chuck into the forgotten hole.
I wanted to throw this out there because apparently they have just removed any and all Looney Tunes and reference to Looney Tunes from Max.
Which, like, when I got Max when it first came out, when it was HBO Max,
it was
one of the first.
It had all of them.
One of the first tabs I hit when they had like those little tabs that, like, for different projects or genres or whatever, they had like a Looney Tunes dedicated tab, and that was one of the first ones I went to.
Same. I watched the shit out of that.
Especially because it was like, oh my god, there's going to be like new Looney Tunes shorts.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh boy, that's fun. Same fucking clip.
I mean, double fuck all of like the Warner Brothers executives.
Yeah.
Right now, they're just a bunch of like, non creative fucking, I don't know. They're talentless damn pencil pushers that only want to suck the money teat and don't want, to create artistic endeavors.
And that's why I want to like push that people go see this Looney Tunes movie, because we don't know how much longer we're going to get any new Looney Tunes stuff, like let alone like a movie.
This could be the last ever, theatric Looney Tunes movie.
Or ever. Looney Tunes, period.
Yeah. Because, like, number one, Warner Brothers hasn't, like, taken advantage of the IP and, like, actually, like, made Looney Tunes stuff that could be relevant.
And
well,
the
they
generation.
did.
The last one they did, they fucking threw
Shelled
into the
it.
tax hole.
I don't know if it's like that one feels like it's geared towards like existing Looney Tunes fans. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about something to get in new people.
Yeah. Like again, like we had we had that like Space Jam movie, which did as well as it did because it was like a sequel to Space Jam, and it's a nostalgia thing for an older generation. Yeah. Coyote versus Acme. Like, that is definitely geared towards an older generation. Because how many, like, Wile E. Coyote cartoons, like, how many kids know, like, the joke about Acme, right?
All true, but I didn't even growing up, I didn't know, have any preconceived understanding of that. But, I got it from watching, the shorts.
Context clues, yeah.
But
So
no,
like,
and what I mean, I don't mean, like, understanding the joke behind Acme, but that whole kind of gimmick of, like, the Acme... and with your situation, like, they were still making Looney Tunes stuff, and they had it on the air and putting it out there, and we don't have that.
There was, I mean, like, the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show and Bugs Bunny and Tweety show were on when we were kids, at least.
Yeah, but that was still mostly just, older stuff anyway.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that, I had no idea about Acme until I started watching those shows as a kid, and I just that was the generation before me even that was a going concern that made sense for.
I'm not necessarily getting at like the joke of like what Acme means, but in the joke of like the Acme sort of thing is like the busted product in a Wile E. Coyote short.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. That's why I think that Coyote versus Acme wasn't really geared towards like expanding the Looney Tunes audience, right? Because it kind of relies on exploring this gag of this coyote who for 60 years has been screwed over by this company.
Yeah, but that's like saying any movie that has a setup like that it's like the People versus Aaron Brockovich or whatever the fuck.
Larry Flint.
Any of one of those like lawyer movies. Like, of course it's do you have to know the history behind those people, like any of those?
It's not like you have to know it, but like if we still had like Wile E. Coyote like shorts that were available for people to watch.
I understand where both of y'all are coming from.
Yeah.
I just want to get that out there.
I just think that, David's thinking is the reason why, they, threw that into the fucking tax pit they're like, oh, we're just gonna, fuck all this effort we put in, people put into this. It doesn't matter. Because nobody's going to watch it anyway. And I think that's just very pessimistic. And I think that's like, you could say that about any Looney Tunes.
I mean, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, who's more likely to see a Coyote versus Acme movie? Someone in their 40s or someone who's 16 years old?
Well, who's more likely to see The Day the Earth Blew Up? 40-year-olds.
I feel like we're talking in circles here. I'm starting to get.
I'm just
lost on my
saying
point.
that I think your argument could apply to either of these movies.
I mean, that's fair, and I'm not. Okay, now I've completely lost my point. Shit.
I'm just saying that, I don't think I don't without having seen it, nobody will, because it doesn't exist anymore. But without seeing it, I think the Coyote versus Acme had as good of a shake as the day the Earth blew up at bringing in newer audiences. I don't think there's too much of a gulf between them.
I understand what both of y'all are saying, and I think the real problem comes from the fact that they have squashed the entire concept of the IP to the point where you can't watch a Looney Tune anywhere.
Yeah, because my main thing is what I'm trying to get at is like they're just not doing anything with the characters to do the outreach. You know what I mean?
No shit. But
yeah, well,
I would just my point was being you could have made a Slappy the Squirrel versus Megalocorp animated movie, and I think it'd get the point across that here's this little guy that has been screwed over by a giant corporation, and we're making a comedy cartoon movie about it.
Shit, I think you just explained why they threw it into tax write-off.
Well, of course they threw it. They of course they did that because they did it because one, they didn't have any confidence in it, but two, yes, they're a giant corporation that it was probably very critical of giant corporations. They're like going, well, we can't have our plebes making fun of us. You're our slaves, so go away. Movie we spent money on.
Like, and I know that I've kind of lost track of my point here, but I don't think I was arguing that like. They canceled the movie because nobody was going to see it. I'm just saying that like I feel like the audience is going to be limited because it's more of a there's a larger generational gap between.
So I understood that was your point. My point was I don't think that it was as big of a problem as you were saying, because I think in this day and age, any traditionally animated movie probably has an equal shake. I don't think the built-in audience is that big of an issue. Because I think in either scenario, it's going to skew towards an older audience, but they're going to bring their kids to see it.
I don't know, because like the Sponge Out of Water movie.
Well, yeah,
did pretty good, but that's because Nickelodeon is still doing stuff with SpongeBob, unlike
beating the
Warner
dead
Brothers
horse.
Well, yeah, I mean that's because there are people, but then again, I would, I don't know. I may have had too much rum and coke to make a coherent thought.
No. Here's the thing: we're both pissed. I think all three of us can say that like we're pissed off at like how the Looney Tunes are being handled by Warner Brothers. Absolutely,
yeah, I'm pissed off at Warner Brothers in general, but yes, the Looney Tunes in particular, because it was a huge part of my life growing up, and it's one of the few things me and my dad could really bond over, because he got me into Looney Tunes. My dad introduced me to fucking Tom and Jerry. He was like, sit down, we're watching this, you're gonna love it.
Well, and I'm just thinking about like the peak, like the peak of the Looney Tunes IP was probably in the 90s.
Modern peak.
And I'm thinking about like how they did that whole thing. Remember the Urban Looney Tunes thing where
the hip hop Looney Tunes shirts and stuff like that.
The hip hop Looney Tunes thing, right? Like, it just even that really held out because that kind of like synced up with the Space Jam thing and everything like that.
And it also set them apart from Disney in such a strong way because they'd never do that with Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
and I'm just wondering, like, I almost wish, like, Warner Brothers, like, fuck it, let's put some of these shorts on, like, TikTok, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that could have been a big help, especially if they're producing shit for TikTok, right?
Well, shit, here's the thing that gets me is, you know what keeps getting memed every few years is the Dover boys at Pimento University. One of the most bizarre Chuck Jones shorts ever made, and they won't do anything with that.
Well, they don't. They also lost the copyright to that.
Did they?
Yeah, no, it's in the public domain. It's a very interesting case.
Yeah,
well,
but
here's the other thing.
They could still do something with it.
The other big meme is Big Chungus, right?
Oh, yeah, like, Big Chungus. The Bugs Bunny imitating Fat Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, and I just wonder if Warner Brothers had the foresight to like kind of look at that as an angle. I don't know. It's depressing to me that like now it's so much harder to watch anything Looney Tunes related.
Yeah, that's my complaint.
This is probably going to be the last movie we're ever going to get with the characters.
Just the amount of times that, Looney Tunes comes up in the cultural zeitgeist and they've failed to, make any kind of moves with it. Like, for a while there, the Bugs sawing off Florida was going around as a meme. Mm-hmm. And what did they do? Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
And, I'll give Disney credit right here because what they did with Mickey Mouse with all those new shorts.
Oh, yeah, those were great.
The Paul Rudish shorts. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Great job at renovating the character. Now, that being said, Warner Brothers did do the work and made all those Looney Tunes shorts, but they didn't really promote them.
No.
Right?
I didn't even know they were still doing them until they were done.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where, like, no, you put them on TV as well.
Yeah.
Like, why weren't those on Cartoon Network, right?
Well, because they're fucking murdering Cartoon Network on top of everything. But my big thing is, like, we've gone from when we were younger where Looney Tunes were fucking ubiquitous. You could not escape the Looney Tunes. They were on everywhere. They were on Saturday mornings on ABC. They were on every fucking cable channel that would throw, like, $10 and a ham sandwich at Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. And it was fucking great because they were hilarious. And now you have to pirate them.
I guess the only place that's still airing them is like MeTV because they've got like their own.
That's true. They
literally have
channel.
Old School Cartoon Network of their own now.
It's Boomerang. It's basically Boomerang with Silverhawks.
Yeah.
So here's
what's that, Mike?
So here's a thing, like. A lot of these executives would argue, changing, you thing that they're, watching TikToks and, all this. Well, here's the fucking thing. If you look at Looney Tunes, what would stop them from making Looney Tunes micro shorts that are just fucking, funny ass TikTok videos?
That's what I'm saying.
Throwing them the fuck
just
out there.
Like a 15 to 1 minute long gag from a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
On a
just
Looney
release
Tunes TikTok
clips.
channel. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
From but like even like not even just like producing new content, but like literally just releasing those clips, right?
Doing clips of gags.
Yeah, you don't have to pay anybody. Just clip the goddamn thing. Don't clip the Bob Clampett ones. Just don't do those. But the rest of them, which the ones I'm talking about, right, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, that man had some issues with race.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you've got like some of these Looney Tunes shorts, which are all time like classic like works of art, like Duck Amuck. Right?
Oh God, the whole animator trilogy. Well, actually, no. I'm thinking about they did two of those. They did Duck Amuck, and then they had the one where it was Bugs and Elmer. I'm thinking about the Hunter trilogy.
Yeah.
Duck, Wabbit, Duck, and all that.
Like, literally just clip those scenes, put them on TikTok, and I guarantee you they'll probably do numbers.
Yeah. I mean, if they put it, like, God, just anything from those three even. The whole Duck season, Wabbit season, and Elmer season. Just
the fact that it's like, okay, well, these characters aren't connecting with the youth, but you keep removing opportunities to fucking watch them.
You make it harder. And again, you can't say that people don't want something until you give them the option to have it and they realize they wanted it. That's how shit works. You don't know you want something sometimes until it's there.
Yeah.
And you can't predict that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I had a wonderful time at this movie. It's literally Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. In a sci-fi B movie, like a 1950s alien invasion film. And just, like, I had a wonderful time. It was all very gag-focused. Like, the story was barely there. It's just whatever opportunity they could do to do some dumb visual joke. And it made me so fucking happy. And, like, I'm just so sad that, like, I don't know if we'll ever get that again.
Yeah.
Not until there's like a regime change at Warner Brothers.
Right?
And, maybe they'll fucking tank the company before.
Well,
my only hope is if they tank the company, at least somebody that gives a shit buys the IP.
It'd be funny if it was Ted fucking Turner.
Oh, God, the irony.
Yeah, but, it'd just be Disney.
I know, but the fucking irony of Ted Turner just crawling from his fucking... He's not dead. I need to stress that. He's not dead yet.
He's still in a grave.
A 90-year-old Ted Turner crawling out of whatever mausoleum he lives in going, give me the goddamn cartoons.
Here's the most fucked up part. Disney would actually be doing stuff with the Looney Tunes, and probably some good stuff too.
And then they do some shit, but nonetheless, like they Bugs Bunny would have been in What If.
Yeah, you would absolutely have Bugs Bunny showing up and stuff, right? Like, so frustrating.
God damn it!
It's heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
No,
So
I just thinking about the possibilities of a Disney owning Looney Tunes. I just had a thought of like Disney classic Disney cartoon characters versus Looney Tunes, like kind of like
the Roger Rabbit thing,
Clampett and McCoy's thing, where they're like just.
You mean Hatfields and McCoys?
Yeah.
I said Bob Clampett earlier, and that apparently got stuck in your craw.
Unironically,
just
one
them,
of the peak moments in cinema is Daffy Duck and Donald Duck doing dueling pianos.
Oh,
yes.
Who framed Roger Rabbit.
But like Mickey and Bugs trying to out class each other.
Yeah,
You would watch that.
Oh, yeah, no, I would have watched the shit out of that. I mean, that does not necessarily mean I want Disney to own every goddamn
I don't
thing,
want them
but...
like that is just...
How about if they just bought the Looney Tunes off of them?
Yeah, if they...
I would have said, like, the company that I would like to see... obviously, I don't want to see any other company buy Looney Tunes, right? I don't like monopolies.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, it's either going to be fucking Paramount or Amazon, and I don't think it's Paramount because of the troubles they're having.
I don't want Amazon to own them.
No.
It's probably going to be fucking Amazon, though, when you think about
God damn it.
It would be, but... Okay, out of between Amazon and Disney, who do you think would be better?
Take Disney because at least they know they care about animation.
And they wouldn't cancel it after 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Amazon would just buy the IP number one to have stuff to prop up like MGM Plus or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we've got James Bond and Looney Tunes, right? And I think they'd be slow to roll out new Looney Tunes stuff. I think they would eventually, but I think it's mostly just like, hey, we need content.
Shit, it just dawned on me if they did that would net them the Hanna-Barbera library as well.
That's right.
Yeah, they'd have fucking Johnny Quest. I want a good Johnny Quest series, goddammit.
I want a Johnny Quest movie.
Yeah.
A live-action Johnny Quest movie, unironically, would absolutely slap.
And I want them to bring back the Reverend Horton Heat to do the theme song.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because, is Warner Brothers doing anything with Scooby-Doo anymore, aside from, some direct-to-video?
I don't
So,
fucking know.
I think after the
Velma?
the backlash of Velma, they seem to be kind of gun-shy. Mm-hmm. I'm sure eventually they'll do something, but...
Yeah. I don't know, because I'm thinking about, the animation portfolio of, Warner Brothers.
Sorry.
I don't know. I'm just thinking, you've got some of the DC stuff. You got Scooby-Doo, you've got Looney Tunes, and then you've got, right now it's Rick and Morty is the Adult Swim thing.
Yeah.
And those are the pillars of Warner Brothers right now for their animation.
Which is kind of sad, but here you are.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just want my Johnny Quest back, honestly.
Yeah, no. Do you remember the real adventures of Johnny Quest with all the 3D stuff?
Yeah, that was weird because like halfway through the season, they replaced all the new voice actors with like the original voice actors,
and it was airing the same time as Reboot, but it was not as good as Reboot.
It was not. Well, you know, it was normal animation, and then they would go into a CGI world, and it looked awful.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel very sad, right? It's depressing news.
I understand.
But if you can, like, because I don't know how long the Day the Earth Blew Up is going to be in theaters.
Yeah,
this is like your last opportunity to see like the Looney Tunes on the big screen where they fucking started, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the thing. You used to be able to go to the movie theater and watch like a couple of movies and get cartoons and a newsreel.
You know, my other thing about the Looney Tunes, and maybe I'm dragging this point out because we're talking about something I'm like super fucking passionate about, but I kind of feel like they should have like started introducing some new characters.
Well, I mean, they did with Lola Bunny, which wasn't even really a character in Space Jam, but did you ever see the Looney Tunes show?
Yes, she was fantastic
with Kristen
in that.
Wiig. Yeah, Kristen Wiig as Lola Bunny is hilarious.
And the
her
duck
dad.
lady. I was gonna say the duck lady.
Petunia?
No.
Wait, no, that's the pig.
I can't remember.
Shit.
She was brand new for that show.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember her name.
The duck, right?
Yeah.
Was it Daphne?
I'm looking it up.
But yeah, but
Melissa.
Melissa, yeah, they were great.
It's not even alliterative.
No,
know,
but she's also been around for a long goddamn
really?
time, and they brought her back for that.
I don't remember her from anything other than that.
It's kind of like the Petunia Pig thing, because like Petunia Pig appeared in like a few shorts, but they do a good job with her in this movie because she's like her own character, right? She's kind of a weird girl, which is fun.
Yeah. And you know, you said Melissa Duck. Yeah, she was very Jersey, just like, which was great. Wow. Yeah, she's just Jersey accent, you know, super competent, which is a great foil just for Daffy because he is
completely opposite.
Yeah.
Which I know some people bitched about. I actually liked the Looney Tunes show.
No, it was great.
It's so good.
Like the whole thing, like I still remember the first episode where Daffy was talking about how he was just crashing with bugs, and Speedy said, "No, man, if you crash with someone for 4 years, you live there."
Right.
No, Speedy was great too.
Oh yeah, Speedy was fantastic on there.
And you can't fucking stream that show on HBO anymore.
No.
It's so maddening.
Yeah.
Yar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yar. Yar indeed.
You know, we should have gotten a Speedy Gonzalez movie.
Do you
know how much people would have fucking loved that movie?
There were several like, you know, Hispanic folk celebrities trying to get that movie made.
Yeah,
George Lopez, and
you know, as much as you know, the offended crackers like to think as Speedy Gonzalez as being a stereotype.
He's a fucking hero.
Yeah, no,
absolutely. Speedy.
Latinos love Speedy Gonzalez.
Like, I even like those weird shorts where it's Donald Duck and Speedy Gonzalez, right, in the 60s, where it's like, why pair these two characters, but it works because of the
talking
two
about
fucking characters.
The DePatie Freeling era.
Yeah, they're not great, but like it's Daffy and it's Speedy, and it just still kind of works in a weird way.
All right, I'm going to say this. I actually like some of the original character cartoons they did from DePatie Freeling, like the Ant and the Aardvark.
Oh, yeah.
Which, inexplicably, the ant sounded like Nat King Cole and the aardvark sounded like Jackie Mason. It's like, that is some weird choices, and it worked.
Yeah, Cool Cat, wasn't he one of them?
Yes, he was
the tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were kind of, it almost felt a little bit like a Hanna-Barbera character.
It really did, because they were doing the limited animation thing. But no, there was some good cartoons that got done then, just... There was also some garbage, but you know,
absolutely.
There was a very limited budget. It was being done for ABC television, I think, mostly, but with a little bit of theatrical stuff. Chuck Jones had already moved on to doing those not that great Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Yeah. Well,
Don't get me started on animation. We don't have time to go for like 3 hours of me going on about animation.
No, it's fair. We could do an entire episode on just cartoon memories. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to transition to a game now that is related to our current topic.
Okay.
So, I know this is our last, like, probably Looney Tunes movie in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you all to pitch me a Looney Tunes movie that you want to see. What Looney Tunes movie would you like to see get made? Like, you were given the keys, right? They're
Okay.
Like, okay. Fine, you fucking do it.
Okay,
What are you doing?
I actually had one that I came up with about 20 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It was called Weagle Weekos,
Okay.
and it was before the whole Coyote versus Acme thing. The basic idea was Elmer was suing Bugs for what's it called? The mental thing that everybody always sues for?
Mental anguish.
Mental anguish and
Pain and suffering.
physical pain and suffering and
Can
all
you
that shit.
imagine Elmer Fudd testifying on the stand in his fucking Elmer Fudd voice?
He hit me in the head with my rifle. Yeah, no, exactly. That's the whole reason it's like him trying to give testimony, and like in my head the bailiff was going to be voiced by Arlie Ermy, and like Judge Wapner. Just the whole I had ideas, man. I had fucking ideas.
So who's playing Fudd's lawyer?
Oh God.
Daffy.
Oh God, I was actually gonna go for somebody like. I was actually thinking you get like a celebrity and like somebody you would never expect, like G. Gordon Liddy, and then Daffy is Bug's lawyer.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
Where does Foghorn Leghorn fit into it?
Ooh,
The judge.
Well, yeah, okay, sure, that works.
I said, order in the court.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's just I thought it would be great if Elmer like did a lawsuit against him, and maybe Yosemite Sam was there trying to get it to be like a class action suit, and he couldn't get in on the lawsuit.
Fucking Witch Hazel is there.
Yeah, no, it's like all these other people trying to get in, make it a class action lawsuit. And Elmer's like, no, it's my money and I need it now.
Porky's the courtroom reporter.
Oh God, and they read out the minutes, and it's got the fucking stutter.
No, he's the stenographer, and
Yes.
so every time he types something, he just keeps hitting the P key repeatedly.
Yeah, and it's like, and they get somebody else to read back the minutes, and it's got the stutter in the minutes.
God, it's so easy to do this, Warner
It
Brothers. What the
writes
fuck are you
itself.
doing?
It fucking writes itself.
God,
And I've been sitting on this for fucking 20 years.
I love it. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I hate that it's never going to happen. I hate that I never did get into animation. I never made it happen, but here we are.
Oh boy. All right, Mike, what do you got for us? What's your Looney Tunes project?
So since I haven't been thinking about this for 20 years, I have less
Sorry.
material than Kevin.
Sorry, I hate to like spring. I hate
Well,
that I came prepared, but like
Mike has a very different type of autism than Kevin.
So I'd have to go with an idea I just came up with that sprung from my head. Mad Wily Furry Road.
are you telling
Mad Max
me
parody with Wile E. Coyote as Max?
the whole thing is just him going after the Roadrunner in the wasteland?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I just had the mental image of the rest of the Looney Tunes in there, specifically Elmer Fudd dressed like a bizarre male dominatrix with the hockey mask. And him still doing that. I'll bind your bones. I'll grind your bones to make me bread.
Or how about Fudd as
Emotin'
Emotin' Fudd?
Oh, it's got to be something with like R's, L's in it. So like, he can't say it, you know?
Warward.
Warward. Oh, God, there you go. Elma the Warward.
And his gimp, Porky.
Oh, God.
Now, my favorite Looney Tune is Daffy, so where's Daffy going in this?
Oh, Christ.
He's taken the feathers off of his head and thrown grease paint over his eyes.
He's the gyrocopter pilot.
Or something like that. Yeah, he's kind of a supporting character.
Imagine a gyrocopter flying through the air. Daffy Duck. Not the neurotic one, the old Daffy.
Yeah. Oh, and then for Thunderdome, you could have Bugs Bunny as Tina Turner in Thunderdome.
Yes.
Just a send up of all the
God.
Mad Max movies.
And then like Master Blaster. It's like
ooh,
it's
did you have an idea?
Yeah, it's like the the body is the oh God, what's it called? The abominable snowman, and it's Yosemite Sam riding him around.
Oh, so it's Gossamer. That's the name of the big red guy, Gossamer.
Oh no, but I meant the abominable snowman.
I will
love him and pet
I was
him and call him George.
I was thinking Blaster could be Sylvester and Master is Tweety.
Oh my God.
With like a bird cage on Sylvester's head.
God, I would watch the fuck out of this one too.
The poor coyote, he fall down, go boom. Yeah.
Oh
shit! I'd watch either of these fucking movies. How about you, David?
So I had two because we know the premises work to a degree.
Okay.
So the first one is a Duck Dodgers movie.
Oh, I'd love that.
Like a big screen Duck Dodgers adventure.
I liked the TV show, actually.
Oh, it was so good, especially the Samurai Jack episode.
I don't remember that.
There was an episode called Samurai Quack, where it was Duck Dodgers in a Samurai Jack parody.
Oh, fucking hell, of course it was.
And they had one where Duck Dodgers got a Green Lantern ring and became the Green Loonturn.
God damn it.
Yes, that show was fucking incredible. The theme, especially.
Fucking Tom Jones, of all people.
Now, you can't tell me that, like, a Duck Dodgers movie would not be, like, a great idea for a movie, right?
You'd have to keep me out of the theater with a fence.
Right, especially, again, you'd have Daffy, you'd have Porky, and then you could have Bugs as a scene-stealing Han Solo type figure that just infuriates Daffy.
Oh, here's the thing. You have him show up, like, infrequently through the movie, and every time he does, Daffy does one of those Mel Blanc-esque, no, and, like, shoves him out an airlock.
Oh, my God. Like,
yeah.
Duck Dodgers just seems like the perfect kind of, like, intro for a Looney Tunes movie. I'm in love with that idea.
And the thing is, if I were doing it, I would have him be like he was in the show, where he's like inept and like overly confident, but I feel like the modern Duck Dodgers was like extremely unaware of his own ineptitude.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like the one from the Chuck Jones cartoons was completely aware of his ineptitude and in denial about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that would be the direction I took it.
Yeah. Like, I love that idea. I would pay so much money to see a Duck Dodgers movie.
Mike?
I was going to say, what would be the difference between being unaware of your ineptitude and being in denial of your ineptitude?
Well, there's being aware of it and being in denial of it, where you're like, it's there, but you're like trying to pretend it's not there.
Just trying to think of what the functional difference is.
Well, the difference is the Chuck Jones one was neurotic.
Yeah.
And the one from the modern show is just like completely not self-aware and stupid, like gleefully stupid.
Mm.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. No, that feels about right.
Yeah. It's a matter of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
So,
I love the amount of psychological discussion that has to go into Daffy Duck. And this happened. This was Friz Freeling and Chuck Jones had this conversation about Daffy. What is his mental illness? Was what they
Right.
had a discussion of. And they realized he's neurotic.
like, I will put my foot down here and say that Daffy Duck is the most complex Looney Tune.
Oh, definitely. Hey, did you ever see that episode of Babylon 5? Garibaldi always had like this giant poster of Daffy Duck's face over his bed. And one of the Minbari asked him what that was. And he said, it's the ancient earth god of anger. And I was like, well, that's fucking perfect right there.
You know what? Daffy Duck could have made such a good Twitch streamer if they put the technology into that.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Get the voice actor, give him a rig, let him be a VTuber.
Could you imagine, like, Daffy Duck doing reaction videos or playing through, like, I don't know, Elden Ring or some shit?
Shit. Oh, God.
Call of Duty Daffy.
I would watch Daffy Duck play Alien Isolation
Oh, my God.
all day.
Oh, yeah, I had a second movie.
Oh, what?
The other pitch would have been Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, because I really enjoyed that cartoon. You literally have a straight-up mystery story, but with, like, Sylvester and Tweety in the background trying to kill each other, but
I
also
like-
kind of contributing to it, contributing to solving it.
Here's the thing. I liked it. It reminded me so much of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Really?
It did, and I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that the setup was very much a lot of those mystery-solving shows with kooky animals.
Yeah, I like the idea of, like, Granny being the one solving the mystery. Did you ever see the episode where, or was it the Looney Tunes show that did the one where it showed Granny as a spy in, like, World War II?
I do not remember that at all.
That was the Looney Tunes show. That was
Okay. But I kind of think that's a funny little gag, too. I don't know, I
Sure.
just like the idea of, like, Granny and Sylvester and Tweety, like, solving... Like, especially if they wanted to, like, play it, like, a little darker, where there's, like, maybe a legitimate murder mystery, but you have this damn cat and canary.
You just gave me this horrible mental image of something happening and Granny gets a 1,000-yard stare and you just see like the Vietnam footage playing over her and you just hear, Marines, we are leaving!
Here's the thing. That sounds like a fucking gag from a 1940s Looney Tunes short. Like, just some character disassociating and, like, you see the tragedy in their eyes.
And
Like,
then,
the eyes are actually windows into some deep tragedy.
you see that? It's like Vietnam footage and then like it gradually fades into like footage from like Keystone Cop movies but with the same war audio over it.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. We need to be in charge of Looney Tunes is what needs
Let's
to
get the
happen.
money together and we'll make our own goddamn Looney Tune.
Yeah. With blackjack and hookers.
In fact, forget the Looney Tunes. Anyway,
There's our Futurama reference.
here we go. We're hitting all of them today. All right, so yeah, that was the game. It's more of like just a discussion, but I still think that's a ton of fun.
No,
we
it
got
was.
some bangers in there.
Yeah, do we have a winner?
I think we
Nope.
all won because we're all
say-
passionate Looney Tunes
I
fans.
say we don't have a winner, but we do have a loser, and that's all of us because of the
None of
current
those
state of
movies
Looney
are going to
Tunes.
happen, yeah.
So, Mike, that line that you just dropped literally sounds like a Greg Turkington line from On Cinema at the Cinema.
God damn it.
He does shit like that. This shit's buried in my head and I'm hearing it everywhere. So that's fun.
No, I understand.
That's fun for me. So, I think that I do have a positive affirmation. Before I get to the positive affirmation, does anyone have anything they wish to plug?
Be sure to check out Spooky Dice Bag. We have got some amazing stuff coming up, and please go listen to our other shows, Supernatural Selection. We're about to head into further Year of Woo stuff with Chaos Magic.
And Mike, you got anything?
Drink your Ovaltine.
God
I,
damn it.
hey, no, that's fair. That's fair. As for my positive affirmation, I've been thinking about this a lot since Friday. Bomb Warner Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just bomb them, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they're taking away Looney Tunes, so there we go. And hey, okay, so it's a cartoon bomb. There we go.
Just a big black,
See,
the
ball.
big
now
black round
it's
one.
no longer a threat. It's comedy.
Sure it is.
And with that, we are going to climb out of the distraction hole. If you enjoyed the show, let your friends know. And let us know what your favorite Looney Tune is. I'm curious to know. Like, if you're a younger listener, for our younger listeners, tell me, who is your favorite Looney Tune in the Discord?
Yeah. Let's hear some answers on that one.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you guys go ahead and take off. I got a fuse to light. So we will see you next week, probably.
Yep. Good night, Doc.
Night.
You're despicable.
Hello. Sorry. I love doing that voice.